and Earl.
Good afternoon, everybody. You got Mike Cash here today with the ABC's Home Improvement. I got my two cohorts with me. Lee Durario, say hi.
Good afternoon, folks. Laborio Durario out here, the ABCs of Home Improvement, your friendly neighborhood architect. And over there in the moonlit corner of the studio, we have Earl Slick. Earl, you want to chime in?
There ain't no Earl today, man. This here's the Wolf Man, and I got my Earl can out in the car, and that's for the Tin Man later. We're going to bend him over and grease Weezer.
Oh,
right.
Unbelievable.
Sounds like a
Earl,
holiday.
Must be a full moon coming around the bend
I
up
feel
there,
it
huh?
coming. The hair on the back of my neck is standing up, and we're going to get it down and crazy out of sight with you. We got a 1-hour show here today,
Nice.
and we're going to talk about what?
We're talking about today, we're going off the grid again, off the components, and to the components. We got some emails from folks that wanted to discuss modular housing or component built or types of houses that are built in the factory.
Other than sticks and stones.
Other than the standard build out. So we're going to do a little something on that today, I believe, Earl.
Nice. Okay. And we got a celebrity guest appearance coming later on in the show. And so hold on to your seats and hold on to your hats for that. Tonight is the eve of the Halloween. And you know what they call tonight? All hell breaking loose night.
Oh, that's right. It's the gate night, Earl. You forgot. I remember when I was a kid, boy. I got hit in the head with a few eggs.
Load the shotguns and protect your perimeter.
You're doing good, Earl. I like that a lot.
It's nice.
Earl, what Earl? I'm the Wolfman, I tell you.
It's the Wolfman. We've got Wolfman with us. If Teddy's out there listening, Teddy, this is your opportunity to talk to the Wolfman. It was one of the things that you said you wanted to do. We brought him back for you this Halloween Eve, okay? And he's in the studio for 1 hour. Okay, let's bring the Wolfman in. Wolfman, what do you think about modular construction? What's your thoughts on that versus the old stick frame, as they say?
Well, it doesn't matter to me because my fur don't get wet. The rain rolls right off my back, so I build them in the house or out of the house.
Nice.
It don't matter to me.
Nice.
But, yes, climate-controlled building.
You're an all-purpose wolf.
Ow.
Very cool. All right, it's amazing to have the wolf here. He is actually, it's tough to keep him pinned down in the studio. He's banging off the walls here, but once in a while he hits the mic. Well, we're gonna set up here for the magic hat while you folks are out there listening to the wolf. We have some magic hat items for you folks who call in, 651-1110, with your ABCs of Home Improvement questions. The first caller today is eligible for the Sony answering service. Before the wolf chews the cord off of the end of that thing, I would appreciate a call so we could get it out of the studio.
Now, what about the magic question?
Oh, that's right. See, all right, Wolf, listen. Last week's question, we didn't get an answer to that, and so we're going to pose it again for the first person to answer this correctly. What year was the first brick house in the United States built, and where was it built? There's a two-part question. For the people who call in with those answers, Earl, today we have a 1 gigabyte Sony Microvault flash drive.
Ooh, the first brick house in the United States of America?
That's right, Earl.
Marilyn Monroe.
Wolf, you're the best.
Oh, my goodness. All right, keep him under the table for a while, Mike, okay? Let's see if we can get to this modular thing here for a second. All right, so today the discussion will be about modular construction and
when's the best time to build a modular versus stick and stones?
Right.
And what's the advantage of building a modular? That type of idea.
So let's discuss now the first thing, the quality. A lot of people's question is the quality of a modular construction or a modular home, or component built, which comes in sections and is built in the field. A little bit different than modular, but a similar concept. A few more steps. Is the quality the same as one that's being built out in the field, Mike? And
as far as I'm aware, once you have a climate-controlled building and everything is being now built to conform to state and local regional codes, the only thing left is the destination where you're bringing these houses to. They're all built in sections. They're all come in whatever layout you basically consider, depending on the modifications and depending on the size that each factory will allow you to produce. And that determines how it's been, basically how big the rooms can actually be.
Right. Now, not to, again, blow my own horn here, Wolf, or howl my own horn. I've built modular homes, and since 1985, we've done probably 12 or 15 different types of homes, but they've come a long way. Technology from 10 or 15 years ago, if some people were looking into modulars then and fell away from it, reinvestigate. Look at it again, because the product that's being produced today is sometimes superior to the one that's being built in the field. Also, the product that's being built in the factory may cost you almost the same amount as the product being built in the field, depending on what type of amenities you put in and so forth. These buildings are being built now with Anderson or Pella windows, being specified by the owners. They're being built with Douglas fir and not a mixture of Ham and Doug fir, which is being used out in the field. All of the components of certain factories that are building these, because each factory has to meet a New York State guideline for the unit to be used in the state. It has to meet all the states that they want to sell these units in, which means it has to be equivalent or better than what they produce in the field. And because there's no inspections required on these buildings, they come in 4 sections or 6 or 8 or 2, and they get put together like building blocks, and the building is completed in a 2 or 3 hour period. You have your building pretty much up and done.
That's the amazing part, though.
Right.
The time factor.
So you go out in the morning, we talked about this on an earlier show, and you get your cup of coffee, Earl. Earl, you with us there, Earl?
Yeah, you get the cup of coffee, and we're going to set the house into place.
Right.
Are we up to that yet?
That's right. So the crane comes driving down the road as you're leaving with the cup of coffee. The boxes are sitting there on the road, and you come back with your cup of coffee completed and your breakfast in your tummy, and what do you got there? You have a house. Your house is up. You can
Sure.
actually walk in there.
That's what Mrs. Wolf does. I was talking to her the other day. She's on the computer. She ordered one of those houses online.
Nice, nice. Did it come with fur or without fur?
Well, I told her if the FedEx man comes down that driveway one more time, I'm going to tear her a new...
I don't know. You buying this stuff from Sears Roebuck or
I
what?
stay away from the FedEx man. You know what they say, the wolf man.
No fun with him.
So we're talking about the quality first, the issues of quality and the questions that come out about quality. And they're really, if you do your research, there are some manufacturers out there, they call them manufactured homes, that manufacture a product that is right, it's borderline. It meets the code requirements, but they're using the minimum amount of material and the minimum amount of component structure for their wood and so forth to keep their costs down. And you can you will be paying less for the same sort of design, but you won't be getting the same product underneath. So if you're going to get a 1,600 square foot ranch house, which comes in 2 component pieces, say 16 foot wide by 45 feet, so when you're complete you have 45. Mike, that's a $10 fine for your phone ringing while we're on the air.
Either that or I'm going to bite you.
Ooh, I'll take the bite.
So if we're looking at that and we want to see how that works, you have a 45 foot by 32 foot house that comes in 2 pieces and gets put on your foundation, and the components of that are much better. The structural integrity is much better than one that could be built out in the field, and it's completed in a much faster time frame. So if you wanted to put a modular together and you wanted to move into your building, you could do it
Over the weekend.
in 30 days. You could really do it in 30 days if you had the right team. And Wolf knows, American Design and Build enjoys specializing in modular construction. And we actually, one of our representatives does work with Westchester Modular Company, and we do represent them in the field on certain products and certain projects that we do. So if there's ever a need, you can call the Wolf, or you can call Earl at 283-6763 and let him know that you're willing to put the house up. Just don't send the Federal Express man with the information. So let's get back to we went through the quality issues. Now the economics. Okay, what's the economics? Maybe we can discuss that a little, Mike.
I think the economics is a point that's not that important because you're talking relatively the same idea. The big advantage to this whole thing is if you're going to pick out a particular tub, either house, either stick or modular, it would be the same cost. If you're going to be running a type of finish on the product on the exterior, it'll be the same cost. I think it'd save a little bit as far as the time factor goes on the labor, where all of a sudden you're be able to produce these things at a quality level, regardless of rain, sleet, snow, almost like the postal type of idea,
Mm-hmm.
This thing keeps going no matter what the weather is because it's all built on the indoors.
Well, that's again the quality issue too, Mike. Right? I mean, these things are all being built under roof, 24 hours a day, 3 crews scheduled. So the crews that they work there, some guys work double shifts, some guys don't, but they run 8 to 4, 4 to 12, 12 to 8, 3 crews round the clock, building homes. And each crew is a team. So the night crew is always working together with the night people. The electricians are working at night. The same people that work at night all do the night shift together. So each quarter or each third of the
Cycle,
shift
yeah.
of the cycle, you have teams, and
Yeah, but
they let you see that at Westchester.
But that production level, though, is consistent. You know,
Correct.
They know exactly on the calendar when that house is going to come out.
That's right, and they, most of these places can build a house in a day or two, go through the line, and it's out on the road. The problem is when you're ordering these units, is that there's a backlog. I mean, so if you order today, it might be 3 months before you get your house, simply because of the product demand and the
Production
amount of
time.
houses that they can create per day. Exactly.
It depends on where you are on the bakery list.
Right. So
But I think the quality is at that same level now. They have to meet those type of standards that have to be done.
that's right.
Each state pushes for it. Each area and the municipalities require it. And I think at this point, it just comes down to design the architect what they want to do.
Okay, listen, we're going to take a break. Give us a call, questions on modular homes or questions about the Wolf in the studio, 651-1110. Hello, this is Laborio Durario, your friendly neighborhood architect, owner of ArchiFuture, and host of the ABCs of Home Improvement. If you are planning to renovate your home or build new, ArchiFuture can provide the state-of-the-art design process to create an exceptional final product, all with your budget in mind. ArchiFuture's key to success over the last 20 years is its clients' direct contact with Laborio, the architect. Call our offices in Tuxedo Park, New York at 845-351-2600 or in Upper Saddle River, New Jersey at 201-785-1616 to discuss all your home improvement design project needs. Remember, our heart is where your home is.
Hi, this is Mike, co-host of the ABCs of Home Improvement. Whether you are a do-it-yourselfer or using a professional to redo or build your new kitchen, call me at 914-525-8100 for a professional consultation and design for all your cabinet needs and more. That's 914-525-8100, where your dream kitchen comes to life.
Come and see what everybody's talking about.
Are you thinking of remodeling your kitchen, bath, or basement? Do you know an architect and builder? At American Design and Build, we offer a professional team of architect and builder that will take your dream and make it a reality, all for one fee.
Come and see what everybody's talking about.
American Design and Build brings together experts with over 20 years of experience in designing and renovating residences. Call American Design and Build at 845-283-6763. That's 845-283-6763 for your free in-home consultation. Remember, professional service with honest pricing is the motto we build by.
Come and see what everybody's talking about.
Hi, I'm June Evers.
Hi, I'm Chip Watson.
Hi, everybody. This is Peter Cashman.
Every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 a.m.
Horse Talk, please join us and hear us all whinny at each other.
On AM 1110
WTBQ.
Want to see what your favorite on-air personalities look like and learn a little bit about them? Log on to WTBQ.com today and see the faces behind the voices. AM 1110 WTBQ.
WTBQ. Welcome back to the ABCs of Home Improvement. Call our experts at 845-651-1110. That's 845-651-1110 with any building or renovation questions you may have.
Hi, folks. We're back on the air. It's Mike Ash again on the ABCs of Home Improvement. We're waiting on a phone call for those people who have the answer for our brick building today. I'm surprised no one's called or checked on the internet to see what the answer could be.
What was that question again?
Yeah, let's throw that question back out there, okay? We're looking for the first brick house built in the United States other than Marilyn Monroe.
Tina Turner. Charo. Coochie.
And where? When and where, okay? And inside the United States there, Earl. So let's keep Charo, out a little bit. All right, so let's see what we got. What are we going to talk about now, Mike? We're back on the quality. Then let's talk about the production of the house. How does the production of the construction work? There's two different styles of building these types of houses. There's the modular and there's the component. Okay, the first one we talked about was modular. A modular construction, the entire building is built in sections.
Boxes.
Okay. They can come with 8-foot ceilings, 9-foot ceilings. They can come with transom glass, high glass, and so forth. Anderson windows, Pella windows, Kohler fixtures, American Standard fixtures, Grohe, whatever you folks want. You want to substitute cabinets, you can put in your own cabinets. You can.
I like that.
I mean, right, Mike? Some of these guys that are building higher-end modular homes over $2 million are deleting floor surfaces and cabinetry, and they come in.
That's when I come visit.
Right, and they delete the siding, and they wind up putting stucco or brick on the outside, creating a brick house there, Wolf.
How are the insides of the house? Are they squared off as well?
This is the other thing. Even in transportation, people figure, well, the building's being transported down the road. They are built to such standards that they can withstand the travel down the road, the picking up and the stress of the crane, supporting all of that weight, flying over the telephone poles and putting it back down on your foundation. And those houses are true, Mike.
Yeah, they're transported on the building site on truck beds.
That's
then
correct.
joined together by the local contractors, I see here.
Or you have set crews that come from the modular company that can do the package. You can get if you want to try and eliminate the builder, and Earl wouldn't like that because he has a quote for you, which he'll tell you again at the end of the show. You can try and do the modular yourself, and the modular company will tell you if you prepare the foundation, and you're responsible to make sure it's exactly what they want and require. They will take the rest of the project from that point forward and finish the project with a turnkey for you.
Interesting.
They come in, they'll do all of the hookups, utility hookups, furnaces, hot water heaters. They'll come in and spackle and tape all the little cracks and so forth that have occurred during the transit.
Do you get a bag of candy corn with that?
And this weekend you get candy corn.
I just don't know where he's going to pop up next. He's underneath the table, and now he's out here on my side. Mike, what's going on?
You got to bring biscuits to the show.
This is unbelievable. I've seen the wolf is all over the place. I can't believe, and the train just went by. What do you think? I don't know.
As promised, we got a guest celebrity appearance coming soon, and he'll be in the studio with us shortly.
Very nice. We're looking forward to that. Yes, I heard he was in the modular business.
Oh, he's modular, right?
I look forward to Wolf, to any of your friends coming to the show.
Yeah, especially on Halloween Eve.
God.
That's right.
That's the theme, and that's why he's coming.
The demon. Okay, so transportation and so forth. So modular comes in pieces. Now,
so what do you got to do to prepare the basic property in order to have that transported and be ready for site work?
Okay, well, again, you need to have the foundation ready.
So you need the concrete ready to go.
So now the question is it block? Is it poured? Do you use like a superior foundation, which is a preferred way to go? Because if you're trying to do fast-track building, which is sometimes what this equates to, you get the foundation done in components as well, and all of these, instead of taking 2 to 3 weeks maybe for foundation inspections and so forth, this system can be up and done in a week's time. So
how about those areas that are tough to build on, like these mountains I'm seeing?
Helicopters. To helicopter the pieces in, Mike.
Do they do that, really?
They do that. There was one in Greenwood Lake. They helicoptered up and into Greenwood Lake. It's a little more money, not too much more than if you would figure trying to get a truck up the side of a mountain, and you have to cut a road that the truck can actually go up, and make turnarounds and so forth, because some of these units are 40, 50 feet long.
Got the length problem at that point also. So I can see the helicopter coming down.
It's not bad. And they've done them by barge. They've gone across and done them by barge. So there's a lot of different ways to access and get these units into position. But basically, they have to be lifted and placed back down onto the foundation.
Seems like a lot of thought, a lot of brain sessions going into this.
Well, this is it, Wolf. If you look at it this way, a regular build-out to build a house or to do an addition. Now, again, the modular construction could be used to add a second floor to your ranch house, where you take the roof off and you bring in these 2 boxes. You bring in a ranch house, so to speak, that you would put down on the first floor of the existing house to create a 2-story colonial, 2 pieces, 1, 2, 3. You don't have to worry about people coming in and out of your house month after month, finishing up. This process is done in 3 weeks. The roof comes off. The second floor goes on hopefully the same day, if not a day later. You're under roof the entire time, except for a 15 or 18-hour period between the time the roof comes off and perhaps the boxes can be put on. But most times, if it's done properly, It's an overnight process. The roof will come off one day. The boxes will be already on site and scheduled to be on top the next day.
That's pretty impressive.
It's amazing. So, and you can quickly convert a 3-bedroom ranch house into a 4-bedroom colonial at a reasonable cost without having all of the problems that you might have when you have to deal with separate trades: plumbers, electricians, framers, siders, roofers, guttermen. So a homeowner who doesn't want to spend a lot of time in the construction process may opt to do a modular at a level and save themselves a little bit of money, because interest is money, and you'd be taking out probably a home equity loan of some sort and paying the builder over time, where this way the process could be done and completed in a much shorter time period. Right there, Wolf. Where are you, Wolf?
Well, I'm right there with you, man. We're sitting here brainstorming on the ABCs of home improvement on how to set these modular houses and get them up and running in a minimum amount of time. And I think it's time to bring in our celebrity guest.
Oh.
Who's there?
Who's that?
Who's there?
Come on in.
Come on in. Hey, everybody, look, it's the Scarecrow right in from the set of The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, man, I can't believe it. Here he is. He's full of wool. Look at this guy.
The Scarecrow's here today.
All right.
Hello, Scarecrow. Hey, sit down. Put on one of those headsets.
Nice.
Put on one of those headsets.
What's he doing over there? Oh, he's still... I hear him. He's moving around the studio a little bit.
He doesn't have any backbone. He's usually up on a cross.
Oh, that poor
But
guy.
the Scarecrow came to visit us today.
Does he have that little dog attached to his leg, Toto?
Listen, that's Dorothy. Anyways, hello, Mr. Scarecrow, and we're sitting here brainstorming, and that's why we have you here as our expert consultant on brainstorming. And say hello to the people out there in Radio Land.
Hello.
So what do you think, Mr. Scarecrow, today about the ABCs of home improvement? We got architect Mr. Archifuture Laborio Durario. He's your friendly neighborhood architect. And home is where the heart is. Wolf style, we like to reach over there with the claws and rip out that heart. Pull it right out here and all over the table and tear him up.
I hear the Tin Man, speaking of hearts. I think he's at the door. The Tin Man might be at the door.
The Tin Man's next.
The Tinster. He's coming in.
And then we got Mr. Mike Ash, kitchen cabinets and more. I need to say no more because that's kind of scary in itself.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Boo!
Oh, the Straw Man.
He scared me. That's what he does, you know. All right, Mr. Scarecrow. Would you think you can sit down and help us out with a little bit of brainstorming here?
Well, I could, Mr. Wolfman, but I don't have a brain.
You don't have a brain. Come on, man. Come on, work with me here. Let's get it on. Let's get it out. Give it one more time for the people. Give it up for the people one more time.
If I only had a brain.
Oh, come on.
If I only had a brain, I could whittle away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. Do-do-do-do-do-do. In my head, I'd be scratching while my thoughts are busy hatching if I only had a brain.
All right. What do you think, Mike?
I'd unravel every riddle for every individual in trouble or in pain. Do-do-do-do-do-do. In my thoughts, I'd be thinking I could be another Lincoln if I only had a brain.
All right,
Straw Man.
Nice.
Right off the set of the Oz.
Incredible. Here's some straw. It fell on the ground. Put it back up in there. He was dancing all over. I can't believe the microphone moved out of place here. Woo! That was something else. Something else. Wolf, nice. You always bring something to the show. And this time you brought in the Straw Man. I can't believe it.
I think it's perfect for this holiday, really.
It was. That was excellent. I give that 11 out of 10. All right, I don't care what anybody says. We've cleared the booth back there. Rich is cleared out after that one. There's nobody running the show anymore. We've gone totally.
Straw Man's in the back room.
We've
now.
gone totally AWOL on the show, and it's perfect. And that's it. See that? That's it. And completely insane. Completely insane. So I guess when we talk about modulars and alternative building, we have an alternative way to present it today. And thank you for the straw entertainment. That was unbelievable.
And I appreciate the brain power behind all that.
Oh, that
too.
was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
That was excellent. Excellent.
Wolf, you're okay.
All right, so if any of you want to speak to the Wolf or the Straw Man, feel free to give us a call now at 651-1110. We're the first, second, third, fourth caller. Anyone has an answer to the brick question, will be.
House.
Yeah, it's the brick house. That's right. Feel free. We won't take any calls in from any of the three pigs, though, because we don't want to hear about their story of the brick house. And that's, I think, about all for now. Rich, I think we're going to have to cut out on a break here and regroup. Welcome back inside the Jack-O-Lantern here at 1110 with Earl Slick, Wolfman Jack, the Scarecrow, Mikey, Lee, and I don't know, anybody else popping in there? Wolf, what else you got going up your sleeve?
You never know. You never know. Come on. I got a little horse in my throat, little horseradish. I need another Bloody Mary.
Nice. Well, listen, we want to say hello to Uncle Buck out there for stopping in. We didn't realize Uncle Buck's history... Besides being a well-renowned,
he's wired up also, from what I heard too.
Speaker on the air here. He's has some history in the building business and the modular business especially. So, why don't you say hello out there, Buck?
Hello there, guys. Nice to talk with you guys. I'm listening to you guys on the way over. I used to hook a lot of those houses up, and they're well-built modular homes. I know a lot about them.
Are they still standing up too, Buck?
They're just as good if you put one together.
Exactly. So you've been doing it for a while, and I was starting in '85 with mine. The technology was still changing, and now they've really perfected it to where they can create actual turrets and real architectural elements, where before it was more or less rectilinear boxes that they used to do. Now there's more customization involved, so you can get almost anything you want made modular now.
And you really can't tell from the outside whether it's a modular or a stick either. They look exactly the same.
You really can't, because I hooked a lot of them up electrically, and the specs always came right, as far as where the panel's supposed to be.
Let's talk about that, Buck.
It's very easy to do. I've done enough of them.
That's right. So when the modular house arrives and is put on the foundation, the two key guys that you really need are the electrician and the plumber.
That's right.
And the electrician, Buck, which we said you were doing, most of the times all those wires are chased down through the building, through these openings they call chases that are 1 or 2 feet wide, down to the basement. And oh, we got to have a phone call coming in. Look at that. Okay. We got a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, guys. Kevin from Upper Greenwood Lake again.
Hey, Kevin. How are you?
Good. First of all, thanks. The help you gave me last week actually had me trace a whole bunch of things. I think I found the problem.
Oh, nice.
And I appreciate your advice on what I had to look at and do to find that water situation.
Happy to help. Happy to help.
Now, not big question. Question for you. If in fact I want to put up a home and I decide to go, whether it's and I don't know if there's a difference between doing a modular or like one of those log kits.
Okay, log would be considered sort of component. It's a component building.
Okay.
So that comes in pieces. That's numbered, and there's a kit map, and it shows you how to put it together with a diagram. And so we were going to discuss that later on in the show, component building. But yeah, that's similar. It's similar in the fact that all the pieces come at one time, and then you have an assembly crew or yourself and some friends, if you want to try and attempt that, can put it together.
Okay, now I'll listen to the show later on to hear about that. But if I buy a piece of property and I want to do something like that, now I understand from listening to the show you can put your foundation up and then you can make a deal, and I'm sure you'll expand on that later, having them complete it once, doing your connections and having the things done. When you buy that piece of land, I guess you would have to get your perk tests if it doesn't have sewer and all those other things. Is there anything in mind you should have when you select land to do a job like this?
Modular?
Modular.
Well,
modular and or the log type
all
of thing.
I think it'd be nice to have a river, a view, something interesting. You know what I'm saying?
That's nice.
Oceans and lakes come to mind, too.
That's right. That's right. Lakes with the log cabin right there. So, well, you want to find something, obviously, if you're going to do a modular construction, that's a little more level than not, because you have to have access that's easy. The easier the access, the easier the job, just like anything else.
You're going to be walking around those long logs.
Right, and the logs, you need to have a place to stage the job, to lay out the components. So a nice level area, or a couple of, it could be terraced, it could be on a hill and terraced, but it has to. You have to have areas to operate from.
Okay.
Just imagine buying a cabinet or anything that you have to build and put together. Imagine all those pieces. You want to prepare them, you need some space.
Right.
You want to put the numbers together, the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, or the A's, the B's, whatever. You need all that area. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin, since you called in twice, when can we come out and look at your job?
I'll tell you what. I'll make a date and have you come take a peek.
That would be great.
Because I do have stuff in the house I'm in right now that has to be looked at. I mean, I got to do something with my kitchen, so I guess that's Mike's area.
That's Mike's area. That's good.
And then we are looking at possibilities for the future. And I was told once by a builder that I knew that if he ever builds something for himself again, he was going to go a modular kit, because everything becomes right angles and everything's true. There's no jury rigging in it.
That's right. It is actually built to a much stronger standard, because it has to be transported down the road. That's the thing.
Okay, guys, thanks a
Hey,
lot.
thanks for the call, Kev. Always
Thanks
nice
for the
hearing
call.
from you.
All right, talk to you
Ciao.
again.
That was a nice call.
So, yeah, that's always good. And I want to thank the folks that have been calling us up, and we've been out on a couple of prospective jobs and doing some interviews. We did have an at a level up in Greenwood Lake that we were looking at, so that's always nice off of the show. And keep the calls coming, folks. We appreciate it. If there's anything we can do, obviously, here's the time to talk to us live. So, we have a couple of nice giveaways and a couple of bonus questions here. We have Wolfman Jack sitting in the studio over here with us, out from, reincarnated from the dead. And it's unbelievable. It's just an unbelievable show. I can't believe there is almost a full moon in the studio here now with the Wolf here. And we know that once that happens, which is close to about 20 minutes from now, the Wolfman's going to really just erupt into all kinds of craziness. So, Mike, I just don't know what to say. But let's get into the components. Since Kevin called up, and we were talking about modulars, and modulars come in blocks. Modulars come in blocks. So we have, the components that come out, and they come in the truck and a tractor trailer. Instead of the house component coming on a trailer, finished, completed, sheetrocked, windows in, siding on.
Boxes are done.
You're right, everything's done, bathrooms are all in place. This now comes where the bathroom elements are shipped independently in their crates, where the wood is shipped in either pre-constructed wall and floor deck systems, or in pieces, like if you're going to do a wood cabin house, the logs are labeled and numbered, and they come in the trailer component pieces, and you have to take them out and lay them out according to where they're going to be placed, and then you have to start stacking them.
You got to deal with the weather also.
And you have to deal with the weather, and you have to deal with your wife telling you what's taking so long.
Why isn't it done?
Oh, my goodness.
When am I
Forget
going to
about it.
get there?
Call up the modular company and call up American Design and Build. We would love to take the heat for you for that, okay? Especially Earl. Earl likes to take the heat. If anybody wants to know when the job will be done, Earl has no problem telling them when the job will be completed.
Earl will tell you exactly what's going on.
Right,
Don't worry.
so
Honesty is the best policy.
that's right.
Be straightforward, be honest, and we'll get it done.
All good things come from
And
honesty.
you, in
Earl.
turn, will also recommend us for the next job like everyone else does.
That's right.
And all we expect from every person that we deal with is 2 other jobs. That's it.
That's all. And again, we've been getting some emails about this subject matter, so we're covering it today. And we hope that the folks who emailed and are listening and not calling are getting the answers that they are looking for out of the information we're sending out over the air here.
Thanks a lot for the emails also.
So now, Mike, there is a National Modular Home Builders Association, just like there's a regular Home Builders Association, but it's really for the manufacturers. It's more of a clearinghouse where manufacturers get accredited by the United States government that they are running an authorized modular factory or facility or production facility. And now there are companies that don't have that, and then you sort of run the risk of perhaps not having the proper construction techniques being followed.
It'd be also nice to work with a modular company that's been around for a few years.
Or somebody, you go and look at their
keeps up with
factory.
technology.
It's always advisable, and now I've done this, since over the past 25 years. Like I said, we used to go to Pennsylvania to Kaplan Homes, to Signature Homes, Lion Homes, Penn Lion. It used to be Penn Lion, now it's Lion. And we decided in Chelsea Homes, which is right up the road here in our backyard, and we've seen all, visit the factories. That will be the eye-opener. If you're in the
see
business...
what the limits are. You'll
Right.
see how far they can actually make a room go up.
That's right.
How wide the rooms are, what they offer as a standard, what the upgrades might be, and how they charge accordingly to that also.
And you will see how the house is being built and the components and materials that are being used. So now you can...
No children.
Yeah, just like a car, the house can be customized. There is standard. You can go in and pick out a house from their catalogs, and they will deliver a colonial or a ranch or so forth. But you're not stuck with those templates or those cookie-cutter houses. You can modify them in any fashion you like. Now, depending on the manufacturer, some manufacturers will not do that. Excuse me. They are not custom home builders. They just build a standard house
box,
out
yeah.
of the catalog, and there's no modifications. Their factories are set up just to produce those and those alone. So if you want to buy something a little more inexpensively, you go to the production-style manufacturer. Westchester Modular, on the other hand, who was not giving us a sponsorship today, but we're plugging a few times, does create a very nice product, but they are the Cadillac of the modular business as far as cost. You are paying a little extra there, but you are getting a lot in value. So
more options.
And you have
a
many
nicer
options.
finished product.
Correct.
More choices.
And they have up in Pauling, if you go out to their site, If you're thinking about a modular home, give American Design and Build a call. If you have a piece of property and you were thinking about doing something, we'd love to come out and investigate it with you and see if there's an opportunity to do something and put together a nice modular project for you for the spring.
Plus also set up the location and everything else on the property.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So we can get into the components when we come back. We're going to cut out on a little break, and then we'll discuss again just how the components work. This is Laborio Durario, your friendly neighborhood architect, owner of ArchiFuture, and host of the ABCs of Home Improvement. If you are planning to renovate your home or build new, ArchiFuture can provide the state-of-the-art design process to create an exceptional final product, all with your budget in mind. ArchiFuture's key to success over the last 20 years is its clients' direct contact with Laborio, the architect. Call our offices in Tuxedo Park, New York at 845-351-2600 or in Upper Saddle River, New Jersey at 201-785-1616 to discuss all your home improvement design project needs. Remember, our heart is where your home is.
Come and see what everybody's talking about.
Are you thinking of remodeling your kitchen, bath, or basement? Do you know an architect and builder? At American Design and Build, we offer a professional team of architect and builder that will take your dream and make it a reality, all for one fee.
Come and see what everybody's talking about.
American Design and Build brings together experts with over 20 years of experience in designing and renovating residences. Call American Design and Build at 845-283-6763. That's 845-283-6763 for your free in-home consultation. Remember, professional service with honest pricing is the motto we build by.
Come and see what everybody's talking about.
Hi, this is Mike, co-host of the ABCs of Home Improvement. Whether you are a do-it-yourselfer or using a professional to redo or build your new kitchen, call me at 914-525-8100 for a professional consultation and design for all your cabinet needs and more. That's 914-525-8100, where your dream kitchen comes to life.
This is Attorney Gary Gauthier, host of First and Foremost. You will hear news, commentary, and discussion of issues that affect the family each Friday at 12:30 on AM 1110 WTBQ.
The kid came out holding a donut, okay? Hello, Jay Leno here. Find out what happened last night on Tonight every weekday morning at 7:45 during the Frank Truitt Morning Show on AM 1110 WTBQ.
WTBQ. Welcome back to the ABCs of Home Improvement. Call our experts at 845-651-1110. That's 845-651-1110 with any building or renovation questions you may have.
Yeah. We back with the Wolfman here with the ABCs of Home Improvement on this Halloween Eve. And we're ripping it apart, we're ripping it down, ripping it tight and getting out of sight, all right. Lock up your doors, lock up your daughter, lock up your wife, because there's stuff going on tonight.
The wolf is out.
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice.
All right, back to the modulars.
All right, well, we modulated a lot. I think we were on highest modulation possible today. And now we're going to talk about the component building. We want to get back to that, and so people understand what the difference of the two is.
So what's the difference?
Okay, so the difference is the modular, again, comes down the road on a trailer as a block completed. Now, the component building, okay, comes in 3 or 4 tractor trailers, and it's knocked down in assembly pieces. So, say the front wall of the house may be in 2 sections, okay, and they're pegged and joined together. The floor system may be in 4 or 5 sections, pre-made in 10 or 12 foot high sections by whatever the length of the tractor trailer. It can be 20 feet or 18 feet. And they pack those things with all of the components. Now, the components are finished with the plywood on the outside. Mm-hmm. The windows are in place, and the sheetrock and all the wiring and insulation is inside these components. So when it comes to your site, it's pre-finished in some fashion. You have to then spike these down into the plates of the floor system and start working, supporting those before you put the next floor system on, or start working with the roof system if it's a ranch house. So, and there is a plan that, again, component building allows you to have a little more latitude in design, Mike. So
but you got to bring the components in.
There's more labor involved. But it's not as labor intensive as doing it from scratch. So it's the middle ground.
Well, the wall's already built. The sheetrock is in. The plumbing, electrical's in the wall.
Right. You have your floor
plywood's
deck.
on the exterior, so you got that in. The only thing left over is the paper and the finished coat.
The exterior siding is shipped in boxes. It needs to be put on by a siding company, and so forth. So you are getting a house that is, say, in the component stages, maybe 20% or 30% of the labor has been completed at the factory. Now you have to take the map out that they give you, and it's color diagrammed. Each section has a color sprayed onto it so that you know that each section that you're building coordinates with the map or the plan that you're using.
So purple goes with purple.
Purples, greens, yellows, exactly. And the contractor then...
Why would one do that over modulars?
I don't know. In the old days, you couldn't really get customization out of modulars. So component building was the alternative if you were trying to fast-track build. Again, time being an issue. You don't want to be in the weather so long. You want to eliminate some of the trades that are involved. So you went to component building for a little more of a custom finish.
That was
product.
originally the first stage, wasn't it?
That was Forest Homes, okay?
Right.
I remember working with Forest Homes. Again, I'll throw out another name. Forest Homes, they're
You've
probably
been doing
still,
this an awful long time.
Awful long time. A lot of names, Mike. Lots of names.
What a life.
Component building. That's for your weekend warrior, like the Wolfman over here. I call up Frankenstein. I get the creature from the Black Lagoon, the mummy.
Nice.
I get all those guys over there, and we put it together.
That's unbelievable.
Well, this
Now,
is going to be some Halloween.
who was the daddy's mummy? Or the mummy's daddy? Or how does that work?
So I would think components actually came out before modulars.
Oh, yes, exactly. I think, the first modular was basically the stagecoach when they were moving across the West, okay? That was, people lived in that. That was your house. You traveled across the country. That was your first modular home being moved from place to place to place. Then they started coming up with these trailerized homes, which people, when you think of modulars, think of a mobile home or a mobile park where you had the old modulars were made out of aluminum in the 40s and 50s. You had the Airstream, you had the mobile trailers that they were using.
Tin jobs.
And those things got expanded to become living units that were left in place. That's how that worked. And then from there, we started seeing some wood-framed modular houses that were coming in one piece, like the trailers, only made out of wood. So there was a lot of different things that were going on until they came up with what they have now, Mike.
But they still come down to the first thing. You still need a foundation.
Foundation's always
You
important.
still need a plumber electrician to start you off with a rough-in.
Right, so what happens now that everything's in place, right? So your modular's been put on or your component has been put together now.
On the foundation.
On the foundation. Everything's tightened up, you've been put together. Now you have to electrify and plumb out, finish plumbing these units. And what that entails, Mike, is like we were talking about with Uncle Buck over here. The modular company leaves you 70 feet of wire from each floor that gets snaked down in a chase. There's an area where the two units go together, and all the wires come through that chase and go right down through the building to the basement in one location. That is where, if you're a good builder and you've done it before, you've already located your electrical service and box ready to be installed and wired, correct. And that process takes a day or two or three, depending on
every trade needs their own time.
Right. So each trade coming in. So they're done electrifying the house. They check the circuits once in a while with a modular. You'll have a connection break between one or two of the units, boxes that are going together, where they have to cut open a piece in the ceiling and check for something that might be loose or a wire that wasn't connected properly when they were putting the units together in the factory.
Or in the field.
Or in the field. But most of the times the troubleshooting, they call it troubleshooting, is done in a day, and all the problems are solved. Now you can bring in your plumber. Okay, your plumber now is to hook up your heating and air conditioning systems, your hot water heater, your furnace. And again, now you can have the modular company supply those items for you, or you can
go
just
outside.
delete those and go outside. and contract your plumber to supply those pieces for you. And they come in.
It still would behoove to have a contractor on site, though.
At least having somebody,
to oversee.
And if you've never done it before, it's always nice to have an architect and a builder with you.
Some management level person,
right,
who's done this before and knows exactly what they're looking at.
Correct, Mike. And this way, it'll save you a lot of aggravation.
I'd call Earl, tell you the truth.
That's right. You call up American Design and Build. You get Earl.
You know why I would call Earl? As far as being a good person and honest, we know that for years already. He's done this so many times already that we goof with him, and he's fun to talk with. But the bottom line is, if you have Earl on the site, you're covered.
Things get done. Earl gets things done. He gets things done with a smile. Everybody's happy. That's
and he
what
makes
I like.
the day go by easy also.
Yeah, you want to get the GC in there to oversee everything, what's going on. Next week's question, what was the first modular company called?
Oh, all right. That's a good one. We'll have to do our research here.
Wagon Train. Where was that company located? Great Oregon Pass.
Oh, nice, Earl. That's right.
Yeah.
That's a little history. That's a little history he's thrown out there at you. All right, folks. I don't know. We haven't gotten too many calls today for either one of these questions or any of our magic hat items. So we'll be stuffing the magic hat back with all these items and bringing it back on in next week, right?
I'd be happy if someone would pick up the answering service machine.
Let's talk about the Giants now that we're done modulating a little bit, Earl. Those Giants, how'd they look this weekend? That was something else, wasn't it? And then the Jets. Let's give a hand to the Jets losing, all right? Yay.
Back to the Giants. One thing the Wolfman don't understand is why are they called the Giants?
Right.
Are they bigger than other teams? Are they the same size? Shouldn't we call them the Averages?
The Averages. Well, not by the way they're playing, though. They're
they're playing leaps and bounds. They're playing like Giants.
Yeah, maybe that's why they call them Giants. There you go. Not bad. You answered your own question.
Ding, 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 ding. Can I get an answer machine over here?
I'd give him the answering machine if I were you.
That's it. I think we might have to give Wolfman the answering machine for all the calls he'll be getting today after today's show.
Scarecrow needs something also.
Scarecrow. He needs a brain.
Oh, boy.
He needs to have his brain. All right, so Mike, I guess we've sort of talked.
You know the interesting part, though, we make fun of having a good time here. We enjoy coming down. All of us are in business for quite a number of years. All of us are legitimate enough to be able to spend the time to do this type of thing and educate people at the same time. Each of us has a number of years' experience, over 20 years, all of us. Some of us even more than that. But if you really have questions that relate to this, you should make a phone call. You don't have to wait for the answer if you're uncomfortable on the air. But it's really important that if something comes up in your life that's important enough to think about, pick up a phone.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because we'll be here Mondays. We'll try to help. And if you have more questions and you feel uncomfortable with the phone, do the emails again.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of, not a lot, maybe 3 or 4 from each show. www.archifuture.com, ARCHIFUTURE.com. And people leave their questions and so forth on the website, reviewing information and so forth. We are going to try and get, again, we rebroadcast Thursday evenings for you folks out there that may not be able to actually have time to listen to the show in its entirety at WTBQ.com. And, there's an opportunity for you to review the information and then send us an email. If you have a question about some of the stuff you heard today, but you want to review it again, you're interested in maybe doing something with a modular, or you're going to do a kitchen, or you're going to be doing a bedroom or a bathroom or a basement. Earl is now working on 2 basement projects up here in Orange County that are coming to a conclusion. And we always are out looking at other projects. So if you have something small in mind, don't be shy. We are interested in those small projects. We can handle those with a smile. And Earl really enjoys the basement jobs because there's never a basement that Earl's seen that he can't finish off. So we've done quite a number.
I got to take this overseas call. The Werewolves of London chapter calling in.
Oh, nice. Aren't you guys meeting at Trader Vic's later? You going down there? Down to Trader Vic's, have some rum kegs with extended straws with the straw.
Tonight we're going to be sipping some Bloody Marys.
Bloody Marys. Boy, the old Trader Vic's down under the Plaza Hotel. Those were the days. I remember when he was a younger wolf and he was out with us a lot. The Wolfman really liked to stir up some trouble down there at Trader Vic's underground.
They all remember him, you know that?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Remember.
The bus drivers really remembered him. He liked to go after those bus drivers. It was unbelievable.
He wanted to drive. That's all it was. Well, we make fun of everything that goes on, but this is legitimate enough to say that we're here to educate you, we're here to work with you, and we'd like to hear from you so that we can get some of your jobs at the same time.
That's right. So keep us in mind for, the ABCs of Home Improvement is here for your knowledge and education, and then you have services available to you. Even if you're just thinking about a project, you want us to come out, we'll give you an estimate, we can give you some design sketches and so forth, and we can keep you at least abreast of the newest technologies that are out there and some of the more economical ways to do things to achieve your projects and come out with a nice final project.
And be happy with what you wanted to do originally.
Earl is always smiling. He's still smiling over there, shaking his head, so I understand that. Give us a call, okay? We're going to be signing off here a little early today because the Wolfman is he's jumping all over the place here, and we got to let him out of the booth. There's not enough space in here for all three of us and the Straw Man. So we'd like to say happy Halloween to all you folks out there from Lee, Mike, and Earl at the ABCs of Home Improvement. And the special goodbye here, we're going to let the Wolf take us out this afternoon, down the road.
Yeah, if anybody tries to give you some pennies, bite them.
Tune in next week to the ABCs of Home Improvement, where Lee, Mike, and Earl will discuss a new topic dealing with all your home improvement projects.